Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I have got Somm wine for you. This is the 2017 Ciù Ciù Gotico Rosso Piceno Superiore from the Marche region of central eastern Italy. This is part of the December 2022 Somm Wine Club box, as well as the Italian Explorer holiday pack that we have for this season. Now, Ciù Ciù has been around since 1970. It started by a husband and wife, Natalino and Anna Bartolome, and Ciù Ciù in the local dialect of the Marche means drink, drink. And that was Natalino's nickname. So that was the name that they chose for the winery. The winery is just located outside of the village of Ofida, one of the classic medieval villages of the Marche. And the signature grape variety of the region for reds is Montepulciano. So not Vino Nobile de Montepulciano from Tuscany. This is Montepulciano, the grape variety, which I know is confusing. It's Italian, we just kind of live with it. In this case, it's 70% Montepulciano with 30% Sangiovese to create a unique blend that is a signature of the Marche region. Now, I think this is an entirely underrated region. It's not one of the famous classic regions of Tuscany or Piedmont or even the Veneto. But the Marche has so much to offer. It's on the Adriatic side of Italy, so pressed up against the Adriatic Sea on the east coast. There's a shallow strip of land along the coastline, and then it rises up into these kind of higher elevation hills and plains, and that's where you get the hills of Ascoli Piceno, which is where this wine is coming from. Ciù Ciù is all organic. They've been organic since their inception, and in Italy it's not even really a second thought. That's just how things are done. And it makes for wine that are really, really indicative of place. They speak the land where they come from very clearly, and this wine's no exception. There's a ton of dark, spicy fruit here. This does see some time in older oak casks. It spent a year in barrel and then now 4 years in bottle. So it's showing just a hint of development. You get a little bit of this kind of deepening, brooding, kind of earthy, darker side of Italian red wines. There's some spice character. There's like fresh grated cinnamon. There's cloves. There's a little bit of that influence of the oak. But being that this has spent now 4 years in bottle, all of those characters have come together. They've really found a way to coexist in harmony with the other things that are going on in the wine. Tons of almost like sanguine, animal-y, kind of gamey character to the wine along top of that kind of dark fruit. And there's also a really interesting, almost like olive tapenade, like black olives, which is something that I usually associate more with Syrah, but Montepulciano in this case is also showing a little bit of that kind of briny olive character, which, funnily enough, the Marche has a famous dish that's made from olives, the Ascolane olives, which are like breaded and fried. Stuff them with pork or spices, and then you can like fry them in Italian breadcrumbs. Super delicious, but they're these big meaty olives. Yeah, so lots of kind of dried herbs, earth, savory, meaty, spicy, gamey, dark fruit. This is a great substitute for like a Merlot based blend where it has some plushness and some roundness, but still structure. Old world Merlot and Cabernet Franc can have some of this character as well. And Sangiovese gives it this beautiful lift and tartness and freshness and keeps everything really, really well balanced. With each new sip that you take, the tannins build on this wine. It's not super tannic to begin with, but every step that you take kind of adds a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you feel kind of the richness and the intensity of all of the character of this wine. So you can definitely do this with kind of slow cooked meat, braises, or things like that. But this would also be really delicious with like anything with olives and brine. You get this like caper, green olives, something like a Cuban picadillo with sultanas and capers and olives and pork or beef, kind of cooked slow with peppers and everything, would be delicious. You could do a great like short rib or something that's been cooked low and slow. You can pick up on the earthiness by doing mushrooms or doing kind of savory vegetarian dishes as well. This is a wine that you could lay down for a couple more years if you wanted to kind of coax out a little bit more of the earthy, savory character and development. You're going to get a little bit more dried fruit. You're going to get a little bit more earth and mushroom and spice, and you'll also see a lessening of that tannin. I think this is in a really great spot right now for drinking or for kind of medium term cellaring another 3 to 5 years. If you prefer your wines to have a little bit more development and age, no problem. This wine can handle it, and will probably just continue to get more and more delicious. It's always a good sign when I'm getting to the end of the video and I don't have very much wine left, because that means that it's really good. So you can watch, you can see how much I'm enjoying it. I love that saltiness, this kind of briny caper, herbs, olives. There's so much going on besides fruit in this wine that the possibilities for playing around with flavors are really, really interesting. I'm excited to share the wines of Ciù Ciù with everyone. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope those of you that have picked up a holiday pack for this year get a chance to explore Italy through the lens of some lesser known varieties and kind of off the beaten path styles of Italian wine. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to sharing more wine with you next time. We'll see you all soon.